Welcome to the YouTube channel, Contact Center Knowledge Hub, your one-stop solution for expert guidance, best practices, and actionable knowledge in the world of contact centers. Explore, learn, and enhance contact center skills. Welcome to this session on occupancy correlation analysis for call centers. In this presentation, we'll explore how occupancy levels connect with other critical metrics like service levels, average handle time, queue time, abandonment rate, customer satisfaction, and cost efficiency. Understanding these correlations is vital because a change in one metric often triggers a ripple effect across operational performance and financial outcomes. Our goal today is to give you a clear, data-driven view of these relationships so you can make smarter decisions, balancing efficiency, cost, and customer experience in real time. Let's begin by looking at the relationship between occupancy and average speed of answer, or ASA. When occupancy levels rise too high, agents are constantly busy with little to no idle time. This means incoming calls have to wait longer before reaching an available agent. As a result, higher occupancy directly leads to longer ASA, leaving customers waiting in the queue and increasing the risk of frustration or even call abandonment. On the other hand, when occupancy is managed at optimal levels, agents have sufficient bandwidth to answer calls more quickly. This keeps ASA low, ensuring customers experience minimal wait times and receive faster service. For example, with occupancy at 95%, ASA might climb to 120 seconds, creating longer queues and delayed responses. But if we bring occupancy down to 80%, ASA can drop significantly to around 30 seconds, leading to much faster call handling and an improved customer experience. The takeaway here is simple: balancing occupancy is critical. Too high, and customers wait too long; too low, and we risk underutilizing resources. Finding the sweet spot ensures service efficiency without compromising quality. Next, let's examine the relationship between occupancy and abandon percentage, or ABP%, a key indicator of customer experience. When occupancy levels run too high, agents are continuously busy, and queues start to build. Customers are left waiting longer than they're willing to tolerate. The result? A higher abandon percentage as frustrated customers hang up before reaching an agent. On the other hand, with optimal occupancy levels, queues are managed efficiently, calls are answered promptly, and abandon rates remain low. This keeps customers engaged and improves service consistency. For instance, with occupancy at 92%, abandon percentage might spike to 18%, signaling long queues and dissatisfied customers. But when occupancy is reduced to 82%, the abandon rate can drop dramatically to around 6%, indicating a much smoother call handling process. The key takeaway is clear: managing occupancy effectively isn't just about agent workload, it directly impacts customer patience, satisfaction, and loyalty. Now, let's look at how occupancy levels influence service level compliance, a critical metric in call center performance. When occupancy levels climb too high, agents are stretched thin, handling back-to-back calls with little time between interactions. This often leads to service level breaches, as calls wait longer in the queue than the SLA targets allow. However, when we maintain balanced occupancy, typically between 80% and 85%, staffing levels align more closely with call volume. This balance ensures that SLA targets are consistently met, keeping both operational efficiency and customer satisfaction on track. For example, at 90% occupancy, service level for the standard 80/20 target might fall to just 60%, signaling frequent breaches and longer wait times. But when occupancy is managed closer to 80%, service level compliance can rise to 85%, achieving customer expectations without overloading agents. The lesson is clear: balanced occupancy drives consistent SLA performance, prevents bottlenecks, and protects the customer experience. Next, let's explore how occupancy impacts average handle time, or AHT, a key efficiency metric in any call center. When occupancy runs very high, agents are under constant pressure, moving from one call to the next without breaks. Over time, this leads to agent fatigue, which naturally increases AHT as calls take longer to resolve. Longer handling times then create longer queues, adding even more strain to the system. On the other hand, very low occupancy might mean overstaffing, agents are idle, costs go up, but it doesn't necessarily reduce AHT, since call complexity remains the same. So, the goal isn't minimal occupancy, it's about finding the right balance where efficiency and cost control align. For example, with occupancy at 95%, AHT might climb to 600 seconds due to fatigue and stress. But when occupancy is managed at 80%, AHT can drop to 450 seconds, showing how balanced workloads lead to faster, smoother call resolutions. The takeaway: healthy occupancy levels prevent fatigue, control AHT, and keep call flow steady without driving up costs. Now, let's connect occupancy levels with customer satisfaction and Net Promoter Score, two of the most important indicators of customer loyalty and brand perception. When occupancy levels run too high, agents are overwhelmed and customers face longer wait times. As frustration builds, CSAT and NPS scores drop, signaling poor customer experience and declining loyalty. However, when we maintain balanced occupancy, agents can handle calls more efficiently, customers receive faster service, and satisfaction scores naturally improve. This balance keeps both operational performance and customer perception on the right track. For example, with occupancy at 90%, CSAT might fall to 72%, reflecting long queues and delayed responses. But when occupancy is managed closer to 80%, CSAT can climb to 90%, showing how staffing balance directly impacts customer happiness and loyalty. The message is simple: well-managed occupancy delivers faster service, happier customers, and stronger long-term relationships. Next, let's look at how occupancy levels influence queue time, a metric that directly affects both operational flow and customer experience. When occupancy levels are too high, agents are constantly busy, with little to no breathing room between calls. This leads to longer queue times, as incoming calls pile up waiting for the next available agent. Longer queues mean longer customer wait times and a higher risk of call abandonment. On the other hand, balanced occupancy ensures a steady call flow. Agents remain productive, queues stay within acceptable limits, and customers receive timely service without excessive delays. For example, at 93% occupancy, average queue time might rise to 150 seconds, signaling congestion and longer wait times. But with 82% occupancy, queue time can drop to 45 seconds, creating a much smoother call handling experience for both customers and agents. The key takeaway: managing occupancy effectively is essential for controlling queue times, maintaining efficiency, and improving the overall customer journey. Finally, let's connect occupancy levels with cost efficiency, because the way we manage occupancy doesn't just impact service, it directly affects the bottom line. When occupancy is too low, say, below 70%, agents experience long periods of idle time. While service quality might look fine, the labor cost per call skyrockets because resources aren't being fully utilized. On the other hand, very high occupancy, above 90%, might look cost-efficient at first glance since more calls are handled per agent. But the trade-offs are serious: agent burnout, high turnover, and frequent SLA breaches, all of which create hidden costs in the long run. The sweet spot lies between 80% and 85% occupancy. Here, we achieve the best balance between cost efficiency, service quality, and employee well-being, maximizing productivity while protecting both agents and customers. The takeaway: sustainable cost efficiency isn't about running agents at full throttle. It's about balancing workload, quality, and costs for long-term success. Thanks for watching my YouTube channel, Contact Center Knowledge Hub. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights. See you in the next video.